Detective Comics, number 34, December 1939. Bruce Wayne prepares to leave his hotel after rescuing Julie from the monk and ensuring her safe voyage to America. Outside, he spots an acquaintance named Jed Farnall, but is stunned when the man's face appears blank and featureless, making it unclear how Bruce identified him as his friend if he had no face. The faceless figure apologizes for the shock and walks away, leaving Bruce unsettled. Pondering the strange encounter, Bruce lights his tiny pipe and decides the incident is too unusual to ignore. Elsewhere in a midtown hotel, a distraught woman clutches a letter warning of doom from a criminal called Duc D'Orterre. In fear, she rushes out, calling for a taxi. As Bruce rides in a cab, the terrified woman bursts in, chased by knife-throwing attackers. He shields her, then quickly exits into the street, wisely reasoning that the best place to hide from killers is anywhere with maximum visibility. Once safe, the woman struggles to explain, overcome by fear. Bruce's faceless acquaintance, who is apparently following Bruce, notes her terror and suggests privacy. In a hotel, the woman refuses to reveal more, urging Bruce to ask the faceless man, who is named Charles Maire. Charles explains that the woman is his sister Karel and that their suffering began when they met Duc D'Orterre, who was enchanted by Karel. After Charles interfered, they were captured and taken to a lair beneath Paris, where Charles had his face destroyed by a searing ray. Charles insists Duc D'Orterre must be destroyed before he takes their fortune and Karel's life, but Bruce declines to help as himself and excuses his departure. Moments later, in the exact same room, Batman appears, thankfully not raising even the slightest bit of suspicion from Charles or Karel. He offers assistance and accepts guidance from Charles. That night in Paris, Batman moves across the rooftops, leaping into the night sky before dropping into an open sewer, which apparently Paris keeps handy for crime-fighting emergencies. In the tunnels, two thugs mistake him for a drunken reveler and move to rob him. Batman swiftly subdues them, his sudden attack sending terror through the gang as he demands to know their leader's location. In his underground lair, Duc D'Orterre greets Batman's arrival with delight. Batman lunges forward, but the Duke strikes him with a blinding ray from his cane, leaving him stunned. Amused, the Duke orders his men to bring Batman to his temple, eager to make sport of him. He proudly unveils a massive contraption he calls the Wheel of Chance, boasting of its power while inviting Batman to observe its operation. The wheel begins to spin, its pace quickly building to a dangerous blur. The Duke explains that the device will either crush Batman or drive him insane, then steps aside to watch safely from behind glass. Strapped to the massive spinning wheel, Batman lies helpless as the Duke orders it set in motion. The device begins to rotate slowly, then gains alarming speed. Batman strains against the leather restraints, his strength tearing through the bindings at his wrists. Fighting the rapid motion, he pulls at his remaining bonds. The Duke, noticing his struggle, commands the wheel to spin even faster. Breaking free at last, Batman faces the deadly momentum of the spinning disc and prepares to risk everything on a perfectly timed leap. Batman releases his grip and is flung upward through a ceiling hatch the Duke has opened, sending him into what he calls his flower garden. The hero crashes through the door and lands amid an explosion of vivid color, surrounded by enormous blossoms. As he steadies himself, Batman realizes the flowers bear human faces and questions his sanity, staring in disbelief at the surreal scene. The Duke orders his men to capture Karel and Charles, intending to use them for his own dark purpose. The henchmen arrive swiftly, seizing the pair and driving them away through Paris traffic in a waiting car. The Duke welcomes his men as they return with Karel and Charles, boasting that his new device will prove he is serious about recovering their hidden fortune. He straps Charles to the same deadly wheel once used on Batman, ignoring Karel's desperate cries. Elsewhere, Batman hears a telepathic plea from one of the strange human-faced flowers, guiding him toward a glass door that leads to the Duke's chamber. Determined, Batman bursts inside as the wheel begins to spin. Acting fast, he hurls his rope, hooking the steel hub and bringing the massive contraption to a violent halt while the Duke attempts to flee. Batman works urgently to free Charles from the wheel, cutting him loose just in time. Charles explains that the Duke has fled with Karel to his palace in Champagne and pleads for Batman to stop him. He urges pursuit by road, warning that the Duke's car will take the highway. Instead, Batman opts for the skies, taking flight in his sleek bat-shaped plane. He glides across the Paris skyline, silhouetted against the moon, eyes fixed on his prey below. On the ground, the Duke's car races through the countryside as he spots the dark aircraft above. Batman adjusts his automatic controls and prepares to strike. Descending from his plane on a rope ladder, Batman measures his distance before leaping onto the speeding car below. The Duke spots him and raises his ray cane. This time, Batman is ready. He deflects the attack and lunges toward the vehicle. As Batman clings to the roof of the car as it hurtles down the road, The Duke snarls and strikes wildly, declaring Batman's death inevitable. But before he can act again, Karel seizes the moment, knocking him off balance. Batman lunges into the car, colliding directly with the Duke as the struggle throws the vehicle off balance. The two fight fiercely inside, their clash sending the speeding car swerving out of control toward a narrow bridge. In a split second of chaos, Batman spots his plane's rope ladder overhead and leaps for it, escaping just before the car hurtles off the bridge and crashes into the ravine below. Later, Karel and Charles, whose profile indicates his face has seemingly grown back, thank Batman for saving their lives and ask his identity. With a brief smile, he simply replies that his secret must remain his own, before vanishing into the night. If you like these videos, like and subscribe for more. Concise Comics.